Hello everyone and welcome to my little corner of the internet. This is Editing Ali from the future. Just thought I'd jump in here, considering we're about to go on quite a sweaty journey together. Just to introduce myself, I'm Ali, and today we're going to be taking on the Goggins 4x4x48 challenge, which is basically running 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. If you haven't heard of Goggins, he is a US, I'm going to try and get this right, he's a ex-US Navy SEAL. I mean, record holder, ultra distance runner, legend slash complete nutter as far as I can tell. And even if you haven't heard of him, you may have had a couple of his quotes hurled at you, such as, I'm not going to do the accent as much as I'm tempted to do so, who's going to carry the boats? You don't stop when you're tired, you stop when you're done. I think that's right. And stay hard. All of which, quite frankly, make me want to put down the boat and not carry on at all. Anyway, it's a challenge that's been niggling away at me for years. And this video is the result of me waking up one Friday morning and deciding that that was the day that I would be finally giving the Goggins challenge a whirl. I really hope you enjoy this video, and I will probably see you at the end. So, I'm going to flipping do it this time. That's leg 1 done. Leg 1 of 12. So, my legs are also really sore. I did already started the excuses. Okay, I'll hold on to those until I need them. First one done in just over 38 minutes with a bit extra, just so that Strava records it, because that would be devastating if it didn't record the full 4 miles. But we'll see. Let's do this. Let's see if we do this. I'm going to do it. Let's go. Lap 2, about to go down. And yeah, still not convinced that I'm committed to this, which feels really weird. It feels like something you should definitely be committed to like a week or 24 hours ahead and really well planned for. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Had finished by about half an hour ago, and expectations are low, real low. I've also dressed in full green because my thinking is that it's now quite late. It's almost 8 o'clock. I've got 2 minutes before I go. And being 8 o'clock, it's just about getting dark. I think sunset is in like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So hopefully I'm visible, although I'm running in the woods, so less visible. Okay, so we are off for lap 2. This is exciting, isn't it? And the most terrifying thing has already happened, where, because after the first run, I got quite sweaty. I took off all my sweaty kit, and then I just thought, right, 10 minutes to go. Just got to put on all my clothes again. And then just looked down, just to double check that I had in fact put on a pair of shorts. But we have, we're fully dressed. This is the run where I decide whether I'm going to stick with this or not. And I'm just going to enjoy it because it's a beautiful, beautiful evening and it's amazing to be out. The whole just getting it done and turning up mentality is kind of what I needed for my running at the moment. I don't know what my pace is. My watch is just set to tell me when I've done my 4 miles. My legs are just generally quite shattered from training. And I guess at some point I should probably think about, or talk about what on earth I'm even doing this. So I'll try now, and if this doesn't come out at all well, I'll try again another time. So, as it is a stunning evening, I thought now might be a less boring time for me to talk a little bit about why I want to do this. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking for a massive hornet that I saw earlier. I'll insert an image here to cover up that sunset briefly. And there's a car going past. This is my first experience of this happening. So, I think over the course of that second one, as I have now decided that I'm going to do this, I'm going to give it a good old shot. I'm going to be setting my alarms for 11:30 tonight and 3:30 in the morning. I guess like as I was coming to that decision, I should probably sort of solidify in my mind my reasons for doing this. Firstly, it's not like it's just kind of cropped into my head out of nowhere. I actually tried to start this last weekend, but I really wasn't in the greatest headspace. I was really low actually, so that was out. I really hope I'm looking into the thing. I feel like it's people annoyed when you look here, and I need to try and look here. Anyway, so I tried to do it last weekend, but was in a really bad headspace, so just couldn't. In fact, I got back from doing the first run at 4 o'clock and went straight to bed and cried. So that wasn't the best start. I do feel a lot stronger, and I think this will help. So, reasons for doing this. I'm going to take a pew and have a chat. I feel like if you're a runner or watch any kind of productivity, Goggins, it's just Goggins, isn't it? So everyone's heard of him. You might love him or hate him. I'm somewhere in between. I find him a really impressive guy, and he's not what I need in my life, but I appreciate that lots of people do, and he's helped a lot of people. And anyway, the Goggins challenge itself has always intrigued me. I've always really wanted to do it. I kind of have veered between thinking I can do it and then other times not thinking I can do it. Which brings me on to my second point, which, although I know we've only just met, I am going to go a bit deep here. And I think at the moment I've been collecting reasons to believe in myself. I feel like I have all the evidence after 32 years to not believe in myself. And which is really silly, because there are some huge things that I have achieved that I should be more proud of, like recovering from an eating disorder, from lots of eating disorders actually, and sticking at that. And if nothing else, I should be incredibly proud of that. But more recently, I've wanted to provide myself with more evidence, because I think that's kind of not been enough more recently, and I've lost sight of that. And I've wanted to basically give myself enough evidence that when I say I'm going to do something or I'm going to be somewhere, I'm going to be there, I'm going to do it. And I, at the beginning of April, did the Brighton Marathon and got an amazing time I was so chuffed with, which was just 3:45. And then I basically completely lost my mojo and barely ran or done anything since, because I just feel like I'm a very goal-orientated person. So that's kind of most of the reasons why I'm doing it. I'm sure I'll think of more when I'm digging deep and wondering why on earth I'm doing this in about 12 hours time probably, or less. And also, I'm a bit of a chicken. I don't love running in the evenings on my own. I will be doing the nighttime runs at the gym, but even that, I haven't really done that before. So yeah, just loads of new experiences. It's also a gorgeous weekend. It's really sunny, supposedly. It's not right now. It's really dark actually right now. But it's going to be sunny, and what better way to spend it than being outside? Yeah, that's why. So I'll see you soon. I'll see you in 3 hours. And I have actually just realised one of my biggest concerns, aside from blisters this weekend, is hopefully getting into my car, is not having enough snacks. I don't think I've got enough food. And I'm being bitten alive out here, so I'm going to go. See you in a sec.
Miles every 4 hours.
Yeah. That's going to be great. Can't wait. You can join me if you like.
This treasure trove is now so precious, it's only handled when strictly necessary.
We'll be cleaning at the Fabergé, and at the same time we'll be just giving them a quick...
Okay, it is night shift time. Tonight's essentials are an already opened packet of squashies, exciting new flavour, and headphones to get me through. Got a few Archers episodes to catch up on, so I'm hoping that's going to carry me through to nearly 1 a.m. Let's go. Well, this is one of the weirder things I've done in my life. We made it. We're actually at the gym at like midnight. So final squashy.
Fog patches until later, moderate or good, occasionally very poor until later. And that completes the shipping bulletin. And that's it from Radio 4 for today.
And I cannot believe that I am now driving home from the gym, only to come back in less than 3 hours. I'm hoping to get about 2 hours sleep. This would be a lot easier if I weren't afraid of running in the dark on my own. Or maybe a woman, then it would be easier too. Let's get a taste test. Oh my goodness. Actually, that's not bad. 3:59. It's the 4 AM shift. Run 4 done. It is 4:47. I think my legs are starting to actually feel better than they did when I first started, because I started with some DOMs. I think the last couple of runs, no, that run is the one that has sobered me up to this whole challenge and made me realise what a challenge it is, because I was in the most beautiful, deepest sleep at 3:30 this morning when my alarm went off. I think I've had an hour and a half. I currently don't feel that terrible. I don't have an appetite, which is kind of gutting, because I thought I was going to really enjoy eating loads of food. I thought that was going to be like the perk of this whole thing. So I have about 15 minutes before I'm supposed to be running again. As for eating this close to running, that's a later problem. It's a later problem. It's not mine right now. So, run number 5. We're into the second third, which is very exciting. Yeah, so over a quarter away, over a third of the way very soon, and basically on the home run right now. I feel like the worst is over. I have no idea what it is, if I'm totally honest. No idea. All right, let's do this. 5 done. I am struggling a little bit. My knees are a bit niggly. My butt is just not firing. I mean, it's just on fire, but it's not firing. And it's just not feeling that great. Back to raiding the kitchen again. And I meant to tell you that I've also just had my little scoop of Huel greens. Mainly for placebo effect, I think. They make me, I feel like starting the day incentivizes me to continue the day on a good note. So there we go. And if ever I'm going to need some extra vitamins, it's going to be now, because I feel like I'm living mainly off sugar, sweets. So that's not great. I've actually tried quite a few greens drinks over the years, and I feel like this one is the least offensive. It's not great, but actually I've got to the stage where I can sip it now rather than just holding my nose. It's a grower. Oh. Legs are not legging. However, after this one we'll be halfway. And to be honest, my legs aren't any worse than they were on the first one. Just a bit boring running on sore legs. I just met a woman in the woods with a parrot called Bilbo. I feel like this is it's made this all worthwhile, or this run at least. I'm halfway. We've done 6 of the 4x4 times whatevers, and I think my legs actually felt better on that one than they did the before. Next task is socks and shoes off, bra off, which is the best feeling ever. Any other women will recognise that. Eat, shower, repeat. No, sleep, repeat. But I am more clean. I'm going to have 2 hours sleep, just over 2 hours sleep actually. I can't wait. I've made banana bread, which looks absolutely stunning. I'll put a photo in it. Here, where the arrow is. This is perfect. I can hold things here and you'll know where to look. Anyway, it's 5:45. Good night. Oh, guys, I've got some niggles going on. So this knee, I've had a few issues with it already in the past in training for events and stuff, and it's just starting to niggle quite a lot. So I'm hoping this is going to help. I mean, in the past, it's just as soon as I've sweated at all or started running, it's just fallen right off. So I don't have that much hope for it, but we'll give it a go. I've also stopped filming every single thing I eat because I feel like it's really boring. I think in like the last like 6 to 8 hours, I've eaten several bowls of cereal, another protein shake, a flake bar, a tuna wrap, a Millionaire's mini shortbread bitey thing. I can't remember everything, but it's just been kind of a continuous thing, and I feel like it would just be so intensely boring if I filmed everything for you. But I hope that I've given you kind of a bit of a gist of what I have been eating, and if I do eat something unbelievably exciting, I'll be sure to share it with you. It's 10 to 8. Is that going to focus? This is the one I'm most worried about. But I've got a really good audiobook, which I'm looking forward to listening to, and I'm just going to phone a friend and enjoy it because it's going to be another nice evening. So yeah, almost there. 7 hours of 12 done, 5 to go, almost 4, and then it's the final sprint. All right. Oh god. We're off for a final home run for the day. Just waiting for my GPS to kick in. Of course I'm bringing a jumper because I will be in the middle of summer and still afraid of being cold. I have a underactive thyroid issue called Hashimoto's, which means I have terrible circulation. Although, to be honest, I've always been really cold before I even had that. So, of course, got a hoodie with me, which I'm going to turn around my waist once I'm not holding my phone up like an absolute spoon. I think tomorrow for my final 2 runs out in the real world. Oh my word, that sun. I think I'm going to drive somewhere nice because I'm fed up with this road. I think I deserve it. I'm happy to be here. To be honest, I feel like I've timed this perfectly in terms of when to do it in the year. Not for me personally. Hell no. Terrible DOMs. Quite mentally low. Not feeling great. But seasonally, perfect. Got nice long evenings. Happens to coincide with sunset every time, so would recommend doing this in May. Anyway, otherwise, wouldn't recommend it at all, to be honest. Yeah. Run 7 done. And weirdly, my legs felt the best they have done so far, and I think because it was a really beautiful evening again with a great sunset. Enjoyed it. I'm actually slightly alarmed by how untired I feel. My body's really tired, but I think it's because your body doesn't have a chance for like fatigue and hunger to set in. So I'm sure it will afterwards, and I'm sure it will tonight when my alarm goes off for the night runs. But I am comforted by the fact that my knees are feeling a little bit better. This thing has helped a bit. I gather that just like holds a tendon in place so that it stops running over something in your knee. I don't know if that's right actually. Anyway, run 7 done, 4 to go. 4. I can do 4. That is not too bad. Love a steak actually. A steak is what I'm really after. I'm after a burger, who am I kidding? I'm after a burger. Burger, steak, then fish pie. But the others will wait. Fish pie is what I've got. And yeah, I'll check in with you guys in a bit. For those really weird nighttime runs where I kind of lose all sense of self, time, purpose, meaning of life. It's a total actual existential crisis, if I'm totally honest. Anyway, I'll see you soon. The other thing I'm going to take, actually, first before anything else, is electrolytes. Hello, we're here again. It's midnight.
I think I fell asleep for about half an hour and it was extremely difficult to wake up. I thought initially that I'd overslept and that I'd missed it altogether, which would be... Actually, no, it wouldn't be devastating. I'm already quite proud of myself. I've already run loads. It would just be quite annoying. I don't know if I'd try again. But anyway, luckily I didn't oversleep, so I didn't have to worry about the problem yet. The plan after this one, unlike last night when I did this, is to not mess around with food when I get home. Food is second priority this time. Sleep is number one priority. Right, let's get in before it turns to 12 o'clock. I might even walk actually at first because I've got my straps on my knee. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to hold up. We'll see. It's always a bit of a surprise. So let's find out. Woo! 36 miles in. 3 more to go. 9 down, which is really cool. My legs are feeling terrible. My knees are not in a good way. So I had to walk, run, walk, really gentle jogging. But still got it done and it feels really good. Almost 36 miles since Friday after work. So yeah, pretty cool. Doesn't really feel real. And I have no further comment. It is 1:10. It is time for bed. And we go again in 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. Running in 3. Oh, we made it. We've made it to 4 a.m. I never want to see 4 a.m. again. It's like getting up early for a flight, but I'm not going anywhere exciting. I'm not feeling great, but it's going to be okay. After I've got this one out the way, it is going to be such a huge relief. Okay, let's go. It's time for the 4 a.m. solo gym shift where absolutely no one else is here. It's a very weird feeling. And for good reason. Good reason. No one should be at the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. What also makes this worse, I should say, is just opposite me. There is a McDonald's and a Costa and a Tim Hortons and a Sainsbury's, none of which are open, and none of which are open at 5 a.m. either. Oh, maybe the McDonald's is, but they're certainly not doing breakfast yet. It would just be such great timing if I go there afterwards. This is leg 10 of 12. Wow. I think I'm starting to actually believe in myself. And it's funny how doing these sorts of challenges, whether you complete them or not, the process you go through and the conversations you have with yourself. Well, personally, I always learn a huge amount and do have little moments of realizations, aha moments of what I want in life, how I feel about certain things. I'm sure there are easier, less physically painful ways of like coming to those conclusions and answers, but yeah, I find these really kind of illuminating. However, after this, I will be taking up yoga for a while, and I think it really highlights the strengths and weaknesses in you, both mentally and physically. And I think I've got a better idea of how to tackle the next ones, and it won't involve running 4 miles every 4 hours and not sleeping. Morning again. Okay, we are on our penultimate run. We're actually there, and it feels totally surreal. I think in my mind, I don't think I've even made, like I'm still on Friday where I hadn't even yet made the conscious decision that I was going to do this. So it's interesting that you've made it this far. I think anyone who's doing this, I'd recommend not having that cavalier attitude towards it, and maybe doing a little prior planning, prior mental prep as well. But here we are. These are definitely plod runs. these final ones. I mean, the whole thing has just been a plod. And it would have been hopeless for me to actually have any speed expectations because I wouldn't have been able to deliver on them anyway. So we're plodding as we have from the beginning, but it really doesn't matter. It feels good anyway. And weirdly, my knees are actually getting better. So I don't know, no idea. One left. I think I realised about maybe 2/3 into this that I didn't need to do it. I've always thought I needed to do it. It's been something that's just bugged me for years. And when I thought I was always going to do it by like planning it in advance, do it with somebody so they could run with me at night. Because that was the only way I could kind of see myself doing it. I mean, I was even so afraid at the beginning of this to even tell anyone. I didn't even want to admit it to myself, let alone anyone else, that I was going to give this a go. I've always been quite afraid of disappointing myself because I have a lot in the past. Not for want of trying, always trying really hard, but just being a bit disappointed in myself. So consequently, I sometimes think that I've got quite a low threshold for heartbreak, or giving myself heartbreak at least, which is not actually a good way to go through life, I realise. I'd rather feel all those highs and lows and feel disappointment and failure as part of it. It's been awesome. I've really, like, in a really weird way, enjoyed the process of doing it, but it has taught me that I don't really necessarily want to do it again. And I don't need to anymore. I think what I'd love to do is just sit down at some point and say what I would do differently if you were doing it, and my like top recommendations for you. I've got the final 4 to go, and my knees feel better than they have done. Very weird, and it's just the weather is stunning, so it hasn't been a bad way to spend the weekend. But now the hunt for sausages, bacon and eggs begins, and a bagel. Yes. Last one, let's go. Last time I had to go up this gnarly little hill, which is so small and so unnoticeable normally, yet so noticeable the last 48 hours. It's the final bit. The final. Oh my god. You know, I should do like an extra little run just to make sure it saves accurately. I think I will. Scrap that, we'll come again. Now I'm happy. Now I'm happy. So, let's save. Goggins completed it. I can't believe I've done it. That is it. That is the Goggins 4x4x48, and I've done it. I can stop talking about it. I can stop saying that one day I'm going to do it. I can stop fearing the thing, because there's nothing to be afraid of. I told you we'd be back. That is it, guys. That is the Goggins 4x4x48 challenge. If you can't tell from that video, from those final clips, I was pretty stunned that I had finished it. It was really tough, and I felt a bit emotional at the end, actually. I had been thinking about doing this challenge for about, I think, 6 years I've known about it. As I said, I always thought that I would need a huge amount of support, a huge amount of prior planning to doing it, and I would recommend both those things if you're considering doing the challenge yourself. However, what I would say is what it really showed me was how prone I am to building up things in my life and making them a lot scarier than they actually are. It wasn't nearly as scary once I started it. In fact, it never really got scary. It was such a lesson in doing one step at a time, one song at a time, 1 mile at a time, and all I had to do was think about what my body needed to do in the next hour. And it was either eat, sleep, drink some electrolytes, drink some water, run, shower. And that was all I had to think of. It was also a great lesson in not being a perfectionist. I was not fast, I wasn't running particularly well, and I certainly wasn't looking stylish doing it either. I was wearing all kinds of odds and ends, whatever I could pull out of my drawer that was clean for each run. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I just pulled on my cap and got on with it. It was even, you know, getting in the car and driving to the gym and at night. And I'm a massive scaredy cat. It's not my idea of a fun time, let's say. And I listened to lots of Archers. I listened to my I think it's called Feeling Ultra Fine playlist, which is built up of various songs people have sent me and over the years, and songs that I obviously have myself. Oh, and I of course watched an episode of Bridgerton between quite a lot of the runs as well. I'm no bigger a fan of Goggins now. In fact, I think I like him a little less. I like him a little less, but my respect for him has gone up even more. So can think of better ways to spend my weekend in the future, but can't think of any better way that I could have spent that weekend. I'm going to film a video on my top recommendations in terms of kit, in terms of things I did, things I wouldn't recommend you do if you do it as well. But yeah, had an amazing time. I'm sorry I didn't film quite as much, I guess, foodie bits as I had intended on doing. I think by the time I'd photographed the 10th piece of Marmite on toast, I thought it was going to get pretty boring. So here, I will insert now a load of the photos of my food that I made, and hope that provides some inspiration or some insight into what was fueling those 48 miles of running. And that's it. I will hopefully see you in another video very soon. As I said, send me any challenge inspiration, and yeah, if you've got any questions on the Goggins challenge, also send them my way. And thanks again for stopping by. Bye.